If you're looking to use automation to save you time and make that follow-up with prospects easier, HubSpot sequences are the way to go.
Welcome to HubSpot Hacks, where we help you get more out of HubSpot.
HubSpot sequences are a powerful tool inside of the HubSpot platform. They're only available on Sales Starter, Sales Professional, and Sales Enterprise though. And what they do is they allow you to set up a series of communications that go out to people inside a certain list or individuals that you enroll one by one that will send them certain emails. It'll trigger some certain tasks or follow-ups, and getting them set up for the first time can be a little intimidating. So let's go ahead and look at what they have for you in terms of preloaded templates or preloaded sequences and how to set up your own from scratch. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so sequences are going to be found, again, Sales Starter, Sales Pro, or Sales Enterprise under this automation tab. Pull this down and select sequences. So if you haven't set up sequences at all, for the very first time, this screen is obviously going to be blank, and you're going to click on Create Sequence. So inside of here, they've got these pre-made sequences. We're going to take a look at those first because those give us a good perspective on what's possible. So think about your marketing in terms of what are those trigger events that you might have in your business that you want to have follow-up communication about. So for instance, right here, we've got a trade show or conference follow-up. Perhaps you're reaching out to a target list to see if they're interested in a demo, or if they asked you about a demo and they haven't followed up to schedule one. This might be a way to use a sequence. Following a call or a discovery meeting, you might want to send up a sequence. Prospecting. So we're not going to dig through all these here on this demo video, but feel free to dig into these preloaded sequences. We're just going to go ahead and use this trade show as a way to dig in and show you what's going on. So in this preview, this will show you that there are 3 steps in the sequence, and it's going to take you 8 days to complete the whole sequence. So a contact will be unenrolled from the sequence. The beauty of sequences is that you don't have to go in and change the status on someone if, let's say, they booked a meeting. Because the worst thing would be if they book a meeting and then they get another email that says, hey, do you want to book a meeting? That's not good. But in HubSpot, under sequences, you can actually have a case that will say if they reply to an email or if they book a meeting. When we set up one from scratch, I'll show you how to set these. But if they do either of these actions, again, HubSpot will note that with the tool, and they'll get unenrolled, so they won't get any more of those emails. There won't be any more tasks that'll be automated inside of this sequence. So just a quick overview. We've got step 1 here. This little icon is that they will get an email. So here, this is the subject line. We're using personalization tokens. So hi, let's say the person's name is Paul. Hi, Paul. It was great meeting / seeing you. Again, you would want to go ahead and personalize this for the situation at the conference you were at. So these capital letters here are things that you'd want to go in and customize in this sequence. So this might be, it was great meeting you at Inbound last week. We provide companies with a lot of different solutions, including AdWords and Facebook ads. Do you have time to connect? That would be this first one. If they don't respond or book a meeting within this here says 3 days, you're going to send this follow-up email. Step 3, follow-up email if they don't respond in 5 days. So let's go ahead and create this sequence using this preloaded template just to give you a perspective of what happens when you go to customize this sequence. So it says sequence added. This is going to be the title of that sequence. So you can change, in previous videos we've talked about the importance of having a naming structure so you can find things inside of sequences. There's also folders that you can organize your sequences. So maybe you have 5 trade shows that you go to a year, and you have 5 specific sequences that go to people after those trade shows. You may want to then create a folder called trade show follow-up sequences, and then each one of those would live into that folder. So here we've got those steps that we just looked at, and again, we can unenroll them in any of these cases. If I want to change this, I go here to settings, and I can send follow-up emails on weekdays only. This ensures that they don't get an email on a Saturday. And then this thread follow-up emails functions the way we might in email if you're using like the conversations view inside of the G Suite. So it's going to look like you're replying to an original email is what this means. So for the steps, I'm going to go ahead and say, let's customize this a little bit further. So trade show email number 1, good to meet you. I would take this capital letters and I would put my solution in here. So again, let's say We offer Google Ads. And again, this is not a video to tell you how to write better sequences because we're just showing you the tools. So please don't take this example here as how to actually write the email because we want to work on email copy completely separate off of this video. But I might have Facebook ads and I'd put, meeting you at the inbound conference. And then this section down here below is actually going to autofill your signature that is set up in HubSpot. So it looks like it is blank here, but when you load these in the sequence tool, which I'll show you when we enroll a contact, it's going to use your signature that's set up over in the settings area. So if it wanted to add more customization tokens, so it might be, it was great meeting / seeing you at the conference. I enjoyed learning more about, and then if I wanted to insert a token, I could put their company name here and then period, as we discussed, so on and so forth. Again, the thing to remember with these tokens, just like anything in HubSpot, is if you didn't know the company's name and you put company ABC in here just to have a company name, it's going to insert this. But when you enroll contacts inside of sequences, you'll be able to preview that text before it actually goes out. So hopefully you'll catch that. But again, data goes in, data comes out. It needs to be cleaned both ways. So I'm going to update this existing template, or if I have saved this and said, you know what, this is a better version, I can save it as a new name. We're probably just going to update the existing one here. So I've got step 1, good to meet you. Step 2, let's say, okay, this is pretty good, but I want to follow up if they don't respond in 2 days instead of 3. I can change those here. I have days or weeks as my option. And then again, I've got 5 days here. This is a preloaded trade show or conference follow-up sequence, again, based on best practices for HubSpot here. If I wanted to add another in here, I can go ahead and add a custom message. So let's say after 5 days, if they don't respond, I want to invite them to an evergreen webinar that lives on my website. I would need to have that specific email already created, and then I would need to go in and add that here. So that's a little skipping ahead. We'll hit that in a second, but I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and then we're going to click save. Okay, so we have created this trade show or conference follow-up sequence. So the actions are here. So let's say the next event that I go to, I want to use this same sequence, and I'm just going to simply update it with that specific conference information and things that are relative to that audience. I can simply go in here and clone this, and it will clone exactly what I just created. You'll have to rename it, and then you'll have 2 versions of it, one specific for inbound. Let's say the other one is for, I don't know, Dreamforce. And then you'll have 2 separate sequences that have specific information about those trade shows. So if I want to enroll somebody in this sequence, I'm going to click enroll. As Sales Pro or Sales Enterprise users, you can enroll multiple contacts at once. If you just have Sales Starter, you can only enroll a single contact at once. But don't let that stop you. Sales Starter is a great way to get started with the tool and get that habit down so that you have value if you want to eventually upgrade. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with Sales Pro, so don't let that stop you. All right, so I'm going to click on enroll a single contact just to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to enroll a contact. Let's say I'm going to enroll Caitlin, and I click on Caitlin's name here. And then what it's going to do is it's going to preview this sequence with Caitlin's information added into the sequence so I can see, okay, does this make sense? So for instance, we've got, hey, Caitlin, we've got this inbound conference, we've got the name of her company here, and then looky here, got my signature loaded right in from the settings. So that's where that comes from. I can preview each one of these emails. And again, it will start sending, I've got my time zone loaded. This is pulled from HubSpot settings, and it's gonna send at this little timer here, says 10:22. I've got 3:08. It's gonna be some randomized options for the follow-up. And then I've got, okay, I wanna send follow-ups in a time range. These settings here are something else that you can finagle as well. And if I click start sequence, it will actually enroll her. And the first one sends immediately, like right after I hit send. So since this is a fictitious setup here, I'm not going to enroll her in this sequence, but I'm going to hit cancel. I'm actually going to enroll, if I have another email in here that I know is not, let's see if we can load this one. Yep, so we're going to load this one. Okay, so this is a fictitious setup as well, but this email is one of my personal emails, so we can go ahead and send it to me. So I'm going to click on start sequence, assuming we loaded all of that in here. So if I click start sequence, so it's going to say, I successfully enrolled this email address in that trade show or follow-up. So if I refresh the screen, it's gonna say I've got 1 total enrolled. And then depending on what happens, you're gonna see enrolled, no response. If the person replies to you, it'll say reply, unenrolled. So your status here is gonna give you that update. Over time then, all of these stats here should give you a good perspective on what is the performance of my sequence? How many people are clicking? What's the response rate? What's the bounce rate? Helping you hone your message. It might also point out that some of your emails might be not any good because they might be bouncing. So that's how to use the preloaded, how to load someone into a sequence. If I were to create a new sequence, so let's go back here. I'm gonna create a new sequence. I'm gonna start from scratch. So not using any of those pre-mades, I'm gonna create sequence. So it's gonna look a little bit intimidating again if you haven't done this before. I've got 0 steps and 0 days to complete it. So you are brand new here. I can click on this plus button and it's going to give me all the emails that I've already got loaded in my system. So to create an email, actually refer back to our video about how to create an email inside of HubSpot. When you create that email and then you click the button save for automation is how it ends up here into these email templates. So I can look for templates that are created by me, created by my team. This is where those folders come in super handy. So if you created emails that were meant just for trade show follow-up and you have a folder that says trade show follow-up emails, when I go looking for this template, it's going to be here in that folder. So let's say I'm going to click on, a video sales follow-up and I'm going to add this. So it's going to load this email that was already created. And in this template that we created, we've got, share a fun statistic about this. We've got a name in here, which needs to not be here. So we're going to delete that and then update this existing template. And so I've got one thing here. Now, the cool thing about sequences is it's not just about emails. I can also add a task in here that reminds me to do something else that's maybe offline or involves a phone call. So when we've set these up, we've done things like, here's the first email. Now on day 2, I get a task to go follow that company on LinkedIn. So I can add this plus button and I create a task. And here I've got connect on LinkedIn. I'm gonna click add. So create task if no action within 1 day. So if this prospect doesn't respond to my email, then I'm going to have a task created for me inside of HubSpot. I'll get notified to go connect with them on LinkedIn. So let's say step 3 is to call the contact and leave a voicemail. Again, all very sales specific follow-up here. I click add, and if it doesn't happen, let's say in 2 days. So after I sent them the email on 1 day, 2 days I connect on LinkedIn, and then 2 days after that, so day 4 is when I'm going to call and leave a voicemail. So then day 5, let's say I'm going to send them another email, and it's going to be the 3rd follow-up right here, and click add. So that's how that works. Again, I've got to name my sequence up here, so it might be video sales follow-up sequence version 1. Back to those settings, I want to thread those replies. I'm not going to select this. I only want emails going on weekdays, and I click save. So just like we just talked about in the previous example, we've got this already loaded, and then I can go ahead and roll single contacts or multiple contacts inside of sequences and use those to follow up. So that's it. That's all you have to do to set up sequences. Again, don't let it intimidate you, but it's a really powerful tool if you want to go ahead and use automation to be more productive, as well as customize your message to a large group of people to do more with your sales efforts. For more tips, tricks, and how-tos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll have a new video coming at you each week. If you want to comment below, let us know what topics to cover. We will definitely help you out in a future video.